Live from Rosati's.
Sport fans, I'm Michael Sakala.
And I'm Brandon Wicker.
And
How you doing?
the hell
are you?
Huh? Look at Mr. Giggles over there, huh? Are you not excited about nothing like pre-show Tom Brady talk to get them
He's
blood
got me
going.
fired up, folks. That's it.
I'll tell you what, Tom for president.
I'd almost changed this show today from a non-family show, but the F-bomb has been dropping so far, people would probably turn us
What
off.
did you say, F-bomb? Look, I got the shirt on just in case that had to come up. Not really
I should
sure
be
it
wearing
will.
that because I'd be standing
It
up
might
the
be
whole
coming
show.
up, but I'll tell you what. All right, here we go. Championship weekend. Let's look back real quick. Last week, I guess we'll start with game one. What did you think of the Patriots and the
I'll
Chiefs?
start off with this. I'll make mine simple. I was 3-1 in wild card week. I was 3-1 in division week. And
Yeah.
in last week's games, I was not impressed by any victory, by any one. The most depressing team was Seattle. You figure having been there before, they would come to Carolina prepared. They came non-prepared. They had to call out to Seattle when the game started and get one of those fast jets that fly to Europe and get somebody on board so they could come out in the second half and actually show that they're a football team. That's how bad they sucked. I had the game turned off before the first quarter ended. That was the most rotten game that was played last week. It stunk to high heavens from start to finish. The rest of them were all competitive in my eyes and pretty much what I expected.
Well, I think it was safe to say that you should have left it. I mean, if anything, you should have maybe turned
Just
it
to
back.
watch some team get garbage time in the second half, no thank you.
It was-
I'm glad you enjoyed it though.
I did. I enjoyed it. I sat there and watched it.
Well, what I did learn though, they finally got smart, and actually it's going to be through his mouth if it actually happens. I don't even know how they even gave him a contract this year, but the Skittle boy is going to retire again.
I
so
seen
he's
something
saying.
like that. Apparently, he's going to retire, but
That'll help that team.
he's being forced to say that because he's got to. And who cares if he retired? Let him go back to Oakland and help
He's
out his
worthless
neighborhood.
for the team. He's holding the team back.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well,
So what did you see?
I seen the Patriots, even though the score didn't say so, I think they had complete and total control of that game right from the opening drive. Hats off to the Chiefs. I mean, they had a very successul season. I just think they were up
Chiefs did
against
not win the game because they could not put any pressure on.
No, they couldn't get to him at all. What was it? The second game with regards to the Carolina Seattle. It was the first half was unbelievable. It was like they just blew them out of the doors, and it just looks like the Panthers they had a chance. They just don't know how to close out, and they let the Seattle come back. It was exciting. Then at the end, when it all came
The
down.
big fireworks were Saturday night.
Yeah.
Rodgers does the Hail Mary,
That
and
game,
the defense forgets to play in the overtime.
That game was absolutely incredible. I think that may have been the best out of the four. Those two teams went back and forth, and like we were saying, they were all talking about, Packers aren't this, that. As long as you have that one guy in that neighborhood, you're always going to be in every game. That
How
guy
many
is
years
still.
did I cry to you to get rid of AJ Hawk?
Uh,
Even before the show started, a couple of years I was telling you.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start. Well, I've been doing this, but not vocally enough, I guess. Dom Capers, bye. Get rid of Dom Capers. Green Bay should get rid of 3 coaches this week. Dom Capers, bye. Get rid of him.
I do
Defense
know-
wins championships.
I think that game, will be one of the better ones in, as far as in history, etc. The overtime was amazing, and I'm still a little confused with this whole coin flip. What is everybody all?
When he threw it, if you go to YouTube, whatever, and watch it, the coin flies up in the air straight like this. It doesn't, when you're supposed to flip a coin, it's supposed to tumble and come down. You can actually see it leave the referee's hand, going straight up, never making a flip, and falling straight down.
Wow, I see. I didn't catch all that.
So when he has the referee
So it was a
to flip,
coin toss.
he doesn't know how to flip.
So it wasn't a flip; it was a toss.
Well, they usually take it,
Yeah.
they do one of these numbers. It was amazing. I don't think he could, like the announcer said, duplicate that if he's right.
No, I think that was just a fluke. What do you think about? I heard a lot of people this week bitching on the radio about now they want to change the overtime rules.
Yeah.
Already again, they've already changed it once. Now they feel they almost want to go to college
No.
where each team gets a
That's
shot.
enough.
I think I enjoy and I do like the new rule with you kick a field goal, I still get the chance. But if you go down the field, down
Yeah.
my throat and score,
I don't have no problem with
guess
that
what?
whatsoever.
Because, I mean, that is, I gotta stop you. Yeah, if you score a touchdown, I shame on my defense.
What that's doing right there, basically, you know, the touchdown still ends the game, of course, but it's evening out the coin flip part just for old
Yep.
time's sake.
And you can't
If you win or lose it, okay, you still have the chance if your defense holds it to nothing or a field goal. That's fine with me.
Yep.
I'll let everybody whines and cries when their team loses. I was not. I don't care.
Because at the
We
end of
lost
the
the
day,
game.
you know, at the end of the day, the Cardinals still they had to go 80 yards. I mean, I can't know exactly what yard they
Do you
were.
remember
Typically,
me-
the kickoff yard to 20. You still got to go 80
You
yards.
remember me telling you this? I think I texted you this.
Yeah.
No, I put it on an answer to a crying Green Bay fan on Facebook. I'm sorry, that's what I did. Me as a Packer fan, and
Yes.
I'm sure you as a football fan, if it was the Cowboys, this is what I would have wanted to see in the end of that game. When we threw the Hail Mary and got it, go for the 2. Win or lose, I'd have been satisfied.
It
If I got the 2 and won the game, I'd jump up and down. If we did not make the 2, I'd say, oh. But to have a flip in overtime and watch them
Yeah.
disregard the number 1 receiver on the team for a 75-yard catch and run on the very first play was just like last year's NFC Championship game to me, just gut-wrenching. I'd rather just go for 2, win or lose, I'm good with it.
What I would have, if I was a coach of the Packers, you know, after like you said, after they score, I would have pulled the guys. I would have pulled the guys off to the sideline and said, guys, we are 2.5 yards from victory.
Yeah.
I would look right at Rodgers and say, you are, if you're not the best, you're one of the best in the damn league, let alone in career. Can you get me 2.5 yards? Can you throw a touchdown to win this freaking game so we can go home? I don't want to go to overtime. I'm not
Run
looking
it
to kick
or
a
shove
freaking
it
field
or
goal.
screen pass
I
it
look
in.
at all of those guys and say, listen, this is what we've been practicing. This is what we've been busting our ass for. Go get me 2.5 yards and let's win this game. And as a fan, you were loving it. Whether you're a Packer or not, you're going to be freaking out because that's why they invented it. That's why they changed the rules with this whole 2-point for shit like this.
The
But-
only thing different I would have done than what Mike said is I would have had that prearranged. So that after my Hail Mary, my team knew that was what we had discussed earlier and went right to the line of scrimmage, not no timeout and run over to the sideline and talk for a minute with the coach and the other team knows what you're doing. Hail Mary, march right down the field, hike the ball like you just call your next play for your 2 points and go.
I'll be honest with you, whether it's the championship game, even the regular season at this point, I would be practicing. I'd be going for 2 every freaking touchdown. Screw the
And
extra point.
I gotta
anymore.
give
Why not?
what's his name?
2.5 yards.
Tomlin credit for that. As Steelers, he always goes for 2.
Go for 2.
Yeah.
2's better than 1. And if you don't make it,
There's times not to do it, but when he
Yeah,
gets
but
the
you know,
opportunity, he does, like you said. That's a practice.
I would think that it pumps up your offense, pumps up your team, and it just deflates the defense because they just gave up. Not many times we gave up 2 points, but either way, I'd be going for
Like
it.
if I'm running away with a game, it's like 30-0, and I'm
Okay.
still scoring every single time I'm trying. Not to rub it in on the other team, just
No,
practice.
just practice.
Live, you can't get any better than live practice.
Now, here we go. The 17th meeting between Tommy Boy and Mr. Peyton Manning.
Here's where he's gonna go off on a bench.
I'm just going on to say that Tommy right now I believe is 11-5, but his postseason he's 2-2 with Brady or with Peyton, and apparently I believe I want to say off the top of my head I think he's 0-2 in Denver.
It's the New England Patriots against the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
It's not Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning, and every one of them games were played in
Oh yeah.
New England when he was a Colt or in the Colt Stadium. That's
I
it.
mean, we've been enjoying these guys. This may be by far. This could possibly be the last time we ever get to see these two. This is
I would
something
say,
to watch.
especially on Manning's
This
side.
is something as you get older, you're like, I seen that, etc. I looked it up. Apparently, the first matchup these two ever had was on September 30th, 2001, and ironically, the Pats won 44-13 over the Colts. I say we enjoy these two. These two by far have, for the last 15 plus years, have been the face of the NFL. They have been, we've always all won from our quarterback. They've been the standard, so on and so forth. I got a bunch of crazy, stats here. When you look at these two, winning wise, Peyton's got 98 wins. Tom's got 94. Postseason, Tom's 22-8. Peyton's 12-13. Now, when you get into all-time, your boy Brett all of a sudden is put in the subject. All-time, your boy Brett's got 199 wins. Postseason, Tom again still 22. Brett's 13-11. These guys are 1 and 2 top. They're in the top 3 of them pretty much every category there is. Then, like I was saying, it has to be, and it always probably will be up until the time he goes into the Hall of Fame. Joe versus Tom, Tom versus Joe.
No, there's no such thing, fans. No such thing.
And
He wants to turn Tom Brady into a god. He's just a regular player, a regular quarterback.
I am not a Patriots or a Tom fan.
He's
Still
got
a
that
Cowboy
hook out,
fan.
and the wagon rode by, and he slung it.
but
He
you
caught it in
gotta-
the corner,
you
and he's
gotta
holding on,
give-
riding that wagon all the way to the Hall of Fame.
You gotta give the guy credit. I mean, right off the get-go,
I
Tom
believe
is
going into the Hall of Fame gives you a bunch of credit.
Tom is 6'4", Joe is 6'2", and I think those
That's
2
got nothing to
inches.
do with anything, folks.
That's the difference. Because at the end of the day, they both have 4 Super Bowls.
Then they'll set up the bust for Joe Montana 4 inches higher. That's to compensate for 2 and be 2 above.
But look, do we
The Brady girl.
here? The question I'm going to put, when I get a chance, I'm going to put it on Facebook. Would you want to be 4-0 in the Super Bowl or 4-2, possibly 5-2, because if Tom goes to the Super Bowl? Would you want to be in 4 Super Bowls or 6 or 7 Super Bowls? They've both been in the league now 15 years.
As I stated before the mics were flipped on, would you like to be a quarterback who played in one of the weakest divisions in football, as
I say
Tom
he's
Brady
fine,
has,
But he don't pick
and as
that
Peyton Manning has,
But he don't pick
and
that
as his
division.
boy Tony Romo has, who has no numbers to touch any one of them
Nah.
boys?
But
Okay.
Tony don't belong in this. Aikman's not even.
Those kind of things help you
But
along
they
the way.
both got 2 MVPs. They both got 3 Super Bowl MVPs.
They're both the Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Conference championships. Tom's got 6. Joe's got 4. But Tom's been in 5 of the last seasons.
I have not ever
Holy
been
shit,
to
Zoli.
Canton to even review, going through
Pro
looking at everybody's
Bowls.
bus, but anybody out there who has, I would like you to tell me, is there a little asterisk sitting there by if you're taller than somebody or if you have one more percentage than they do? Is that what's in the hall? I was just curious. I don't think it matters. I think it matters that
The
you're in the
hall is set up as a museum so you can debate on who, what, where, and when, and who was the best. And I think
I don't know about debate.
the Pro Bowls, Tom's got 10, Joe's got 8, but that's typically a popularity contest. Passing leaders for the season, Tom's got 2 seasons, Joe doesn't have any. Touchdown leaders for the season,
I
Tom's got
apologize once
3.
again. I said we wouldn't be like ESPN.
We're
Here
not.
we go.
I'm just giving you some statistics. Plus, it's nice when we go back and forth like this. Because afterwards, because you guys don't see when the cameras are off, we do cuddle. We do cuddle. And he's got warm hands. A little frisky at times, though. Every now and then I gotta tell him, you check my oil every week. What the heck? How low can I get?
Are we on the conference Sunday yet?
All right, so here we go. Game 1, Patriots Broncos. What you got going on for these guys?
Now, see, I could say, well, the Broncos beat him earlier this year, and he used Brock Osweiler and blah, blah. That was another game. This is all starting over ground zero.
Yes.
If the Broncos defense can do like they've done all year, they're number 1,
Mm-hmm.
put pressure on Tom Brady,
Yes.
and change the face of the whole game. If they cannot, it'll probably look similar to the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Okay? If they let him stand back there and just survey the field and throw where he wants to, they're going to get it. The Broncos do have that kind of defense that can put pressure on him. So the game's got to be played to see what they're going to do. I am, of course, picking the Broncos. I told you that. I've been on them all the way through. Whether it happens or not, that's why we have to play the game.
You're right. I think, for the Patriots, they're probably going to do the same kind of offense they did when they played these types of defense. Like they did the Seattle in the Super Bowl, like they did last week with the Chiefs. This whole dink and dunk passing game. Julian Edelman is and will be, he's the key.
He's the greatest, folks. You're going to go to the Hall of Fame.
No, he made it. But he is the key to this whole game because he's the one that goes out for those 3 to 5 yard little cross-routing patterns and basically kills these defenses and then opens it up for the Gronkster who eventually starts, taking over this game. And, for Denver, they do. They got to get pressure on him. We see last week, when you let that guy do what he wants, he picks you apart. And ironically, my brother looked this up, and as he puts it, you've got to get pressure up the middle. Apparently, the weakness that he sees
Oh, yeah,
when he
he
was
hates
looking is
Yeah.
pressure up the middle on Tom, disrupts his game, and he completely falls apart. And I looked some of it up, and he's right. When you look, it's not necessarily the pressure on the edge. You got to come. Your nose guard's got to come right up. He's got to put pressure on Tom.
And that happens. He starts overthrowing, underthrowing.
Yeah, you almost wonder where he starts banging into his own what do you call it? His own center and his own lineman, and he starts to get mad. Pressure has always been Tom's weakness. What's every quarterback's weakness?
Offensive line has always been one of their good points, and of course this year it's not. I think they've started like 30-some different offensive lines.
What does he do to compensate? That's where that whole dink and dunk comes into, where he's getting rid of the ball within seconds of hiking. And we've said this last year in the Super Bowl. We've been saying it all year. When teams play the Patriots, you know they're doing this dink and dunk. Why are you not lining up face to face? Because if Denver's going to beat them, not only they got to get pressure, they got to disrupt that passing, the timing off. They got to knock these guys off their routes. Even Gronk, hit the shit out of him.
On the offensive side of the ball, I am wearing out the New England defense. Run. If it doesn't work, run. And it's going to eventually work.
I put on here for Denver, the key to their game is going to be for Manning he has to just manage the game.
So that'll open up his throwing if he can
Just
run.
Run the ball, take time off that clock, keep time off on the sidelines, and try to, as best you can, stay out of third and long. We see Manning's arm. I'm not convinced he is all that well when it comes to throwing the ball more than 15 yards. His ball's wobbly and it's a little out there. And I think that's the Patriots' weakness. You can run on them. Just run on them, and it will possibly open up the passing.
The umpire for this game is actually Goldstein, Buckley, Seckerman, Rice, and Perks, or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he's going to. We have a local yokel who's going to actually be the umpire, or the referee for this game.
Attorney.
What's his name?
Rice.
Jeffrey Rice. Wow. Okay. That's pretty exciting.
Local attorney.
I think though. Oh, Jeffrey Rice. Look, I'm looking right at it. Holy moly. Yeah. Our teleprompter.
Oh, it's his third Super Bowl.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's his third one. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen,
we have 15 minutes to pick that up.
Our teleprompter is not as suave as it should be, and
I don't care if it's his first or third. It got announced.
I can't read all that well. Unfortunately, and I've been going against you all year, and guess what? I've never won, but I got to do it again one more time.
That hook out there. He's on the Tommy bandwagon.
I think that the middle finger tour, the Tommy middle finger tour, keeps going with this whole, the demise of the Flake game.
Put that finger in a splint and send it home.
Not only are the Patriots going to win this game, Tommy's going to shake Peyton's hand for the last time, and I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Patriots are going to win by at least 2 touchdowns, if not more. I think the dink and dunk offense is just too much, and watching the Denver last week, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I got the Patriots winning this one, 35-21.
Round 2 will finish the same. As everyone knows, he was long ago on the Panther bandwagon. I, of course, am going for the Cardinals in this game. Better quarterback, equally as strong defense. All you got to do is guard Olsen, and that leaves, 3 more talented defenders in the back of the secondary for the Cardinals because they have 4. I mean, he's obviously not going to be able to pass against them unless they completely fall apart and give it to them. So the name of the game is when Supergirl tries to run out of the pocket, tackle her, and you will have no problem winning the game.
Well, the good thing is Supergirl, obviously the second half of last week must have been when she was on her period, and I believe it only takes 7 days, and that thing's going. From what I've seen on the weather, as far as I think the weather's going to be a big deal. I looked some stuff up, and you see those guys out there, the field team blowing off the snow off that field. To me, the MVP of this game will be that field team. And like I always tell my barber when I get my hair cut, leave a little on the top.
Because there's not much there.
No,
I'm sorry.
Just leave enough just to slow down the complete team in that speed. You got smoke and fire, and you throw in, Lightning Fitzgerald. You have to slow those guys down because The strength to the Cardinals offense is that deep ball threat because Carson throws a pretty deep ball. And one of the weaknesses to the Panthers defense is they have a hard time, other than Josh Newman, the rest of those guys, they haven't been around that long and they are terrible when it comes to the deep ball.
Anybody who's watched Cardinals knows that they equally run the football.
Oh yeah, I think this game, when it comes to a snow game, 2 factors. Play strong defense and running the ball. Who's going to have the higher cleats, I guess, to get better traction in this snow game? For the Cardinals, they do. They have to shut down the run, tackle better. Last week they got to tackle a lot better, and force Superman to win this game. Make him throw the ball. Because you're right, he's only got Olsen, and he's got Ted Ginn Jr., where I don't know where the frick he came from, but they make him out to be.
Been injured too a little bit, so he's not 100% if that would matter.
You have to make Superman beat you. If I'm the Panthers, don't get out to a fast start because we obviously see you guys, your closing sucks. You don't know how to close the game. You get too content and you just start playing all this relaxed defense and bull crap. For the Cardinals, I think they do. You run the ball, get some quick hits, which eventually will open up the deep ball and then take advantage of the weakness on the Panthers.
We're ready for Cardinals and Carson Palmer to get it done. A little note to the Cardinal defense: please go in there and smack that punk in the mouth and send him back home.
And this is going to be an ugly game, weather included, and they've been winning ugly games all year.
Actually, he is home.
You gotta go. I'm telling you right now, we got a Super Bowl rematch from years ago. We're going to have the league's MVP of this year, Superman, playing the all-time league's MVP, Tommy Boy, in a Super Bowl rematch.
What an ugly Super Bowl!
I got the Panthers winning this one in an ugly snowball fight, 17-14.
So we both go into this as opposites.
And we all know this year, probably my career against you sucks. I don't even know what it is, but I know I can never beat you head to head. So chances are, I guess we probably will be looking at a Denver Cardinals. Either way, any way you match this up, Panthers, Patriots, Panthers, Denver, Cardinals, Patriots, Cardinals, Denver. Either way, I think we will have the next game's going to be very exciting.
Against you, if I were to lose one, I'd prefer to lose the New England game.
Yeah, I do.
Except your boy going into the big dance, getting his butt kicked.
I think we got the 4 best teams in the league. They've pretty much been like this all year. I think we're going to have another exciting Super Bowl when it's all said and done.
Did we ever get the pitcher and catcher thing going on?
Pitcher and catcher thing.
Sometime in a couple weeks here, baseball fans.
Here he gets back with the frisky stuff with the pitcher and catcher.
Coming in here in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
back at JetBlue Park, February 21st, I guess.
February, we're only a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
We already got baseball coming back. Hey, what you think about, what's his name? I seen Justin Upton, one of the highlights.
I didn't think nothing about that.
Huh?
Yeah.
I got him on my fantasy team. I kind of like him going there, especially if he's back next to my boy, what's his name? What's the big boy's name?
I think Detroit spent too much money with Miguel Cabrera. I think Detroit spent too much money.
Don't they all?
They decided to keep Cespedes in the net, but it was ridiculous. I mean, if you average it out, it's 3 years, $75 million. $25 million a year for a 250 hitter who sometimes is a liability. Sometimes, if he catches the ball, it gets around him, he's got a rocket arm, but sometimes he stumbles around there in the outfield a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't pay that much money for a 250 hitter. I don't care if he hits 15, 20 home runs.
Here's a question. If that's what he's getting,
yeah.
What the hell are your boys eventually going to have to pay that third baseman?
If he keeps hitting, yeah, unbelievable.
What are they going to have to? Because the league's going to convert him into another track because these are the faces they got coming up. These guys got to take over because the other guy, there's no more Jeters and etc. But the price people are paying in baseball is ridiculous. I mean, for them, I know baseball apparently gets no ratings or whatever, but these their local cable contracts these teams get must be just pissing, the money must be ridiculous that they're making. Because to pay a guy that much, how much in return are you getting from that guy?
Not for $25 million. I just told you some of the numbers. There's no way I'm paying that. That's like an average player years ago, so like half of what a good player is.
I don't know.
And I'm not down on the guy. He's okay.
Yeah,
Not $25 million. I got one more thing to go.
Okay.
And I'm sure with you, I'm a minority on this one, but I'm going to get it out there because He's crawled under my skin ever since he came into the NBA when Nike gave him a $200 million contract before he ever dribbled a basketball on the floor. But the Queen James once again got his way.
Got to boot that guy.
He got
You see
tears
that?
in his
Get out of
eyes
here.
after coming from Miami where he couldn't do titles.
Couldn't do it.
He comes to Cleveland, and in his first year, when the cameras are in his face, he doesn't need a coach. The
No.
coach they're hiring is for the rest of the team.
Doesn't work.
Right then, I kicked the asshole off my team. Anyway, they go through the year, they don't win.
No.
Now we're halfway into this season, and he gets that coach fired. I wish you nothing but bad luck. You stink. You're an idiot playing in a team's game, and you're a selfish punk.
At the end of the day, there's two teams they cannot beat. Possibly even three if you throw in the Bulls.
They can't beat the Spurs?
They can't beat the Spurs. They can't beat the Warriors.
No. They probably can't beat the
and
Clippers.
both those teams play, like you said, team ball. He may be technically the best player on the
Ain't no
planet,
best about
but
it.
there's 5 guys on the field or on the court, and he's just not playing team ball. I totally agree. I think it was a mistake. So everybody, as we wrap this up, enjoy your championship weekend. We got some
Yes, tomorrow will be a
2
great day.
unbelievable football games. I'm not such a fan with the timing. The last game I think starts at 6. I mean, don't they know people got to work the next friggin' day?
Even though we disagree, you have to admit the 4 teams playing are pretty damn good.
I think we've got the 4 best teams there are.
There you go.
Yeah. So everybody enjoy yourself and have a wonderful weekend.
Great weekend.